going on, guys? Anthony Predicts here. So today I have a new election video for you, and it's going to be President Trump's best case scenario, well, realistic best case scenario against Joe Biden, who's going to most likely be the Democratic nominee. There's really not much disputing that now. So this is going to be how good can President Trump do on election night if everything goes his way and kind of it all breaks for President Trump and the Republicans. Well, for starters, there are a few states I think Joe Biden and any Democrat will keep in the safe column no matter what. I think at this time, California, Hawaii, I would put Washington State in this column for now. D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Rhode Island will come back to. Massachusetts and Vermont for sure. But I just think the East Coast is very hard for any Republican to be competitive in, especially the states I've labeled already. Illinois and New York State, because Chicago and New York will stay in the safe column no matter what. So the Democrats will have 164 electoral votes safe, pretty much no matter who's the nominee. And then in President Trump's best case scenario, he'll win the usual states, including Nebraska's 2nd District safe, if this is his best case scenario, without a doubt. He'll win throughout the South, he'll win Alaska. In President Trump's best case scenario, Georgia and Texas are both safe states. They're both safe. Now, where this goes from here is Maine's 2nd District would be safe for President Trump in his best case scenario. The state of Arizona would probably be a likely margin if it's President Trump's best case scenario. Arizona has without a doubt become the toss-up state now, I'd say. The Rust Belt is toss-up, can go either way as well, but Arizona is the newest, we really don't know. Because polling's been all over the place. Sometimes it shows Trump winning, sometimes it shows Joe Biden winning. Most recently it showed Biden winning. So in Trump's best case scenario, he'll win the state of Arizona. The state of Oregon, I think even in Trump's best case scenario, will probably go to Joe Biden, probably in a likely margin, I'd say, for now. I just can't really see Oregon going to President Trump at this time. The state of Nevada, however, I do see President Trump winning it in a tilt margin. I definitely see Nevada being very, very close and possibly going to President Trump. Colorado, however, Colorado is interesting because it's a state that's trended the Democrats in most of the most recent elections. And I feel like Republicans haven't really put in a lot of effort into Colorado, though. So if everything goes right, I actually could see President Trump winning the state of Colorado. Actually, I'd put Nevada in the lean column when I think about it. But I could see Colorado going to President Trump if the Republicans put the effort in and the economy recovers. His approval rating rises to about 48% among the mainstream media polls. Because if the mainstream media says Trump's approval rating is 42%, it's probably 48, to be honest. Because the same people who are trying to ruin him every day are saying his approval's bad. I mean, come on. I mean, it's kind of what do you expect on that? So, if his approval numbers are high up, he could win Colorado. The state of New Mexico, I'd put in the same boat as Colorado, to be honest. I don't know if Trump will be able to win it, but if it's his best case scenario, it is possible President Trump could win the state of New Mexico. The states of Iowa and Ohio both voted for President Trump last time by big margins. I could see President Trump winning both of these in the safe column in his best case scenario here. The state of Virginia is interesting because this used to be a very Republican state and has clearly trended Democrat in recent elections. And it comes down to, of Virginia and Colorado, which one's more likely to go for Trump? I honestly think Colorado. I just think with all the new people going into Virginia and the D.C. suburbs, Virginia has trended so far to the left that even in Trump's best case scenario, it still goes to Joe Biden, the establishment Democrat, in the tilt column. North Carolina, Trump's best case scenario, I think he'd win that in a likely column, in a likely margin. I think it's a very divided, polarized state, but he'll be able to win it by a few more points in his best case scenario. President Trump would be able to win Florida, I think, in a likely scenario in his best case. I think Florida's a state he's doing very well in now. He's probably going to win Florida, whether he wins the re-election or not. I think he'll win Florida. I think his approval numbers are holding up pretty good, so I can definitely see him expanding on that. The states of Rhode Island and Connecticut, I could see Rhode Island getting down into the likely column. And I could see Connecticut getting into the likely column as well, to be honest. I can see both of these that are more Democratic states without a doubt. But however, Rhode Island and Connecticut more than Rhode Island to be quite honest, we keep seeing in the midterm elections, Connecticut is often very, very close when it comes to the governor's elections. Now, that obviously doesn't mean much. I mean, I'm from Massachusetts. We have a Republican governor now, but we're never going to vote for a Republican in the national election. Same with goes for Senate, but the northeastern states were always willing to elect Republican governors, but will never think twice about voting for a Republican senator or a president, unless it's either an off-year election or a midterm, and we get really, really lucky. So I think Connecticut and Rhode Island going into the likely column, that is pretty substantial on the presidential level if this were to happen in President Trump's best case scenario. That would be pretty interesting to see. Maine's first district would be a likely column, and Maine at large would be a tilt for President Trump in his best case scenario. This would be very big if this happened. He came within fighting chance of beating Hillary Clinton in Maine last time around. That was a big surprise. So you never know, maybe it might happen again. The state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire would probably go to President Trump, probably in a lean column, I'd say. In Trump's best case scenario, New Hampshire, very close last time. President Trump almost won it. But still, very polarized still. Probably go in the lean column in Trump's best case scenario if it does. The state of Wisconsin, I'd put Wisconsin in borderline lean to likely. I'd probably say likely for now column if this is President Trump's best case scenario. If everything goes right for President Trump and everything falters for Joe Biden, Wisconsin would be likely for President Trump. Michigan, I'd probably put in lean, as would Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania would probably be more likely, I'd say. I still think of the three states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Michigan's the state most likely to flip in 2020 than Pennsylvania is. I know polling data isn't really showing that right now, but I feel like that's the way it stands right now. And I think Wisconsin, Pennsylvania both go likely. Michigan would go lean. State of Minnesota, I think Minnesota could flip to President Trump in his best case scenario, and it could flip by a few points, honestly. If all of Gary Johnson's voters went to President Trump would have beat Hillary Clinton outright. She only got, I think it was 46%. President Trump got 45 or something like that. So it's very close. President Trump can win the state of Minnesota, and in his best case scenario, I could certainly see that happening. So the best I could see President Trump doing in 2020 is President Trump would get 342, Joe Biden would get 196. This is not what I think will actually happen. This is just what I think President Trump's best case scenario of what could happen on the 2020 election. It's kind of like semi-realistic, I'd say. Like, not really like it's going to happen, but it's like it's not super crazy, but it's out there. But yeah, you never know. So, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Tap the bell icon to always get notified when I post a video. And I'll see you in the next one.